give them a super secret hand
signal.
Alright,
we're right here, okay?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Alright, we're going to see him in a little bit though, so everybody come right by Phil. We still can't see him. So right there, as Phil mentioned, we've got that food starting to trickle into the water. And you'll see some of those long skinny fish up at the surface as well. Those are the dolphin fish, also referred to as the Dorado, also referred to as, anybody know? Mahi, very good. Now, I'm going to have to take a moment to pause about talking about the animals, and I need to talk to all of you chaperones, grandparents, guardians, parents. If you have not yet had the Circle of Life talk, right now is a really good time. You laugh like I'm kidding, I'm not. Alright, just keep that in mind because those dolphin fish every once in a while decide that they would like a snack. We'll have to see how it goes as the feeding continues on. Now, as Phil mentioned, this feeding is going to be for our sardines. Currently, all of the sardines are at the bottom of the exhibit, down on the first floor. There is a smaller viewing window on the first floor. But slowly and surely, here they come. Really come? Really come? Now, folks, what you're looking at right there is a school of about 28,000 sardines. If you don't believe me, you can go ahead and start counting now. You can give me a more accurate number after the program, and I would greatly appreciate it. Now, usually when people watch that school come to the surface, one of the first things they have in their head and the first question they ask of me is, who's the leader? Who is in charge of telling this group it's time to come to the surface? Well, they don't have a leader. They follow each other. They have sensory organs inside their heads that sense vibration and movement. So as one animal moves, the others are going to move along with it. When you're small and you fit in the mouths of the other fish in here, it pays to look big and move fast, which is what we will see here. You just kind of saw one of those dolphin fish going after one of those little sardines. It got away. It's fine, nobody panic. But you will see those dolphin fish up around the side, and that is exactly what they're doing. They're waiting for one of those schooling fish to just basically not be paying attention, and that's when they'll get in there and get one. So it is very difficult to pick out one fish while looking at this sardine school. So let's just do a really highly scientific experiment really quick. I want you all to pick out one fish. Okay, just one sardine. You can name it, don't get attached. And I want you to follow it for the next 7 seconds. 27,998. Whoops. Alright, I hope that wasn't the sardine that you just picked. Okay, so if it was, pick a new sardine. I want you to follow that sardine for the next 7 seconds. Ready? Go. Alright, who's still following their fish? Alright, have a couple hands up. Look at me. Look at me. Now find your fish. Not so much going to happen right there, right? And again, that is why these prey items stay in this big school, so it's harder for those big predators to see them and then pick them on. And kids, this is just a really good reminder for you all. Stay in school so you don't get eaten by a tuna. Alright, it would really, it would be unfortunate. Now, these little fish, not only are they just amazing and beautiful to watch, they are incredibly important to the Monterey Bay. If it weren't for these beautiful sardines, there's a really... That fish got away. That one did too. There's a really good chance the Monterey Bay Aquarium would be here. We're actually standing in what used to be the Sea Pride Cannery. It was responsible for taking hundreds upon thousands of fish out of the ocean every day, putting them into cans, and sending those cans around the world. And in the 1920s and 30s, fishermen thought that these fish would last forever. They would never disappear. So imagine their surprise in the 1940s, when sardines went through a commercial extinction. There were no more of these fish to be fished from. Now, thanks to policymakers putting regulations upon those fish, consumers, people like you and I, supporting those policymakers, and fishermen who also support the regulations, we're starting to see a bit of a comeback with some of the animals in the ocean, like these sardines. So if you are a sardine fan, you can continue to enjoy them. This isn't to be ocean though. There are some animals like these beautiful big bluefin tuna that you see that are still having a really hard time in the ocean. And again, as consumers, you and I, we can make a difference. And you can start by making that difference by picking up or downloading the Seafood Watch Consumer Guide. Basically, 3 lists, red, yellow, and green. It's just like a stoplight. You've got your red or your avoids, the stops. You've got your yellows, the good alternatives or slowdowns. And then you have your greens, your best choices, your go for it. You can download this app for free on your iPhones or Androids. You can also come pick up a paper copy from Filler Eye after the program has wrapped up as well. But here we come in from the depth of the exhibit. You'll see one of our pelagic stingrays just coming up to see if maybe there's a little snack in there for her as well. And if you look up to the very center of the window, you will see the krill that Renee has started tossing in. The krill is going to be a very small shrimp-like crustacean that many animals on the bottom of the food chain eat. Although a few animals on the top of the food chain eat krill as well. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Whales. Yeah, which one? It's a color and it's not gray. Yeah, the blue whale. Good job. Yep, so blue whales and whale sharks are going to eat krill by the ton. And those are 2 of the largest animals on the face of our planet today, eating one of the smallest. So just a really good reminder about how the food chain really is connected to all animals that are in our ocean. Now folks, the sardines are going to continue to feed here for an extra few more minutes. Those mahi-mahi are probably going to continue to try and pick off 1 or 2 of them as well. If you would like to come pick up those Seafood Watch cards, again, myself and Phil, he's a real life guy, are going to hand out those pocket guides. We have sushi guides as well as West Coast guides. If you happen to live somewhere that's not the West Coast, make sure you head to the information desk before you leave today. Get a pocket guide that is more applicable to your specific region.